What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. Thanks for pressing play. Today we are in the HPO garage, of course, and we got two really cool cars here that I feel maybe I dropped the ball on, maybe me and David both dropped the ball on, but we didn't give you the appropriate sound clips of that twin turbo Z06. The stuff that you guys really wanted, the meat and potatoes. We didn't get any of that. Well, we're gonna fix that today. So I got David's car here in bay number 3, we'll say, and I got my C8 Z06 with pretty much an entirely modified exhaust in bay number 1. We're gonna give you guys cold starts. We're gonna give you guys some revving action and maybe even some flybys. We'll see how if the time permits. So here's bay number 1. That's the twin turbo Z06. This guy's car. And yeah, which one do you think is gonna be louder, David?
I think it's gonna be this one overall, but I think the fact that I have the turn, I think that your car is going to be a little bit louder when we start it.
Okay, well.
I've heard your car.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It's loud, dude.
it's a good loud, though.
No, it's a fantastic loud, yeah. But like, for NA, your car is loud, dude. Like, I'm not gonna take any shade. Like, that's loud.
So, the fact is we're even having this conversation, though, while you have twin turbos on this car. The fact that we're like going back and forth on which one's going to be louder is a gigantic win for everybody.
Yeah, so that's what we were worried about, right?
Right.
Was like turbos are going to cut the sound out. But I think the turbos being rear mounted versus on the manifold,
right.
I mean, it really saves a lot of what this is. And we experienced that you know, driving it yesterday. So yeah, you're right. I mean, having that conversation of which one's louder, that's a good conversation. That's a good problem to have, right? So yeah.
So yeah, guys, like I said, we've driven this car a couple times now. Obviously, David owns it, so he's driven it more than I have. But even the little bit of time that I spent behind the wheel, I can tell you it is very Z06-esque sounding. So we're not losing much here, if anything. But this video is mostly to prove to you guys that this isn't me just being a fanboy or anything. This car legit sounds pretty much the same as the NA car without the turbos. And we're going to start rev and get you guys all the good footage. So let's roll into the cold starts. So first up, cold start on David's twin turbo C8 Z06. So that probably blew my mic out because I'm right behind this thing, but just so you guys know, I'm roughly probably 6 feet away from the rear of the car. We're gonna do the same thing with my car and let it obviously cold start and then idle down like David's just did. Keep in mind, his exhaust is a little different than mine. His has cat deletes, but obviously the turbos as well. So mine is, or actually, I guess before we go too much further, we want to talk about his exhaust setup, which is going to be Concept A41 headers, cat deletes, and then the turbo kit. So with that said, my car is very similar. It's Concept A41 headers, Soul Performance, Sport Cats, and then the AWE exhaust, which will be obviously open. The valves will be open whenever we start it. But just so you know, exhaust setup, this car is really loud for being in the turbo car, of course. It is impressive. But let's hear what mine sounds like without the turbos. And roughly 6 feet behind my car as well. Cold start, like I said, Concept A41, Soul Performance, Sport Cats, and AWE exhaust. so interesting. The cold start was a hair louder. Then when it revved down, or when it dropped down though, it was a hair quieter. Yeah. So I'm thinking that's the difference of the cat deletes probably whenever it idles down.
Agreed.
But definitely not exactly what I was expecting here. I was thinking my car was probably going to be about the same across the board. Either way, it seems like this is a gigantic win, because what we're really showing here is that if you lose any sound with the twin turbos on the Z06, it's about that much. I can't even get my camera to focus on it. That's how little it is. You are losing almost nothing. Now my car, obviously, with Sport Cats versus the cat deletes, it is a little bit different in the way it's going to sound. But like I said, initial cold start, mine was a hair louder and a little bassier too, I feel. But like when I say a hair, I mean literally a hair. And then when the car idles down, I thought my car was quieter and David's was a little bit louder, and I think that's probably the cat deletes kicking in at that point. But either way, like I said, huge win. If you want to keep that Z06 sound with the turbos, this is the way to do it. The ZR1 isn't. But again, no disrespect to the ZR1. The ZR1's a freaking amazing car, but I'm just saying, if you want that rawness, if you want that sound, this is the way to do it. This thing sounds awesome.
2 seconds later.
All right, guys, so you heard the cold start of my car and then David's car with the twin turbo kit. Now we're gonna do some revving. I'm gonna start this and give you like a warm start. Then I'm gonna rev the out of it. And yeah, we're gonna see what happens here, because I have a feeling David's is gonna be louder because of those cat deletes again. But again, the turbos are not muffling this car the way the ZR1 does. So there's a real good chance David's is going to be louder, but I don't even know if you're going to be able to tell on the camera, because even on that cold start in person I could barely tell, and on the camera I bet it's going to blow most of the microphone out. So we'll see what happens. But either way, like I said, no matter how you slice this thing, this is a gigantic win. All right, so David just had a really good idea off camera. We're going to kind of set the cameras at an angle. We're going to do this as scientific as possible. We're going to do like right from the corner of the bumper, roughly probably 6-ish feet away. And then I'm going to do the same thing with his car at the same kind of an angle. That way the exhaust air isn't blowing directly into the mic on either one of our two cameras. So yeah, right here.
The best sounding exhaust. Damn, that sounds good, dude.
Got him on camera, guys. Got him.
And it is loud.
Yeah, it's a good sound.
Dude, that sounds good.
It's a good sound. There's no doubt about it.
Okay, it's loud.
I was gonna say, I don't know, man.
It's loud.
I don't know.
Oh, it's loud.
It's not just loud. That does not sound like a turbocharged car. And that is the best compliment I could give this thing.
Yeah, no, that is.
So somebody in the background heard both of these cars. So off camera, which one was louder?
Oh, probably the second one.
Really? Okay, then there you go. There you go. Literally the car with twin turbos was louder to this passerby. Now, that is really a compliment for a twin turbo car, because that thing sounds awesome. Now there's 3 things possibly that could change for your car if you're NA like I am. The Sport Cats versus cat deletes, and the AWE exhaust, which is basically a straight pipe in its current setup, but you can have it set up with mufflers as well for, of course, your touring aspect, whereas this doesn't even have an exhaust. It's a pipe this long from the turbo out the back. So, like I said, guys, this is a gigantic win. This car sounds phenomenal, and it's got twin turb skis hanging off the back. I know somebody commented on the fact that they liked that I said turb skis, but either way, I mean, just two works of art in front of us. And not only do they both sound phenomenal, but this car has like an extra almost 200 horsepower. Like, what more do you guys want? I mean, good God, are we living in the absolute fantastic time to be alive for car guys? I mean, can you think of anything better?
No. And again, I can't tell you how good your car sounds like. And I haven't revved it that hard yet inside, but then when I learned, I was like, okay, it is loud. Like,
yeah, it's definitely loud. And I mean, it bounces off these buildings.
Yeah, no, I was like, it's loud. Like,
I didn't hear mine outside, of course, but the camera, like I said, there is a point of which the camera microphone is going to be like,
right.
Nope, I'm done.
Right.
Just
right.
checking out.
But honestly, I mean, the sounds, again, like your car's not just loud, but it sounds sweetness.
Yeah.
I just can't wait to hear mine on camera as well. So, but it was definitely loud.
Man, I was hoping I was going to take the W today, but I don't think I did. I think I got, if we break it down into categories, I got the W on the cold start.
Yes.
And then David took the rest.
and which, again, like you said, what a win. Because that was one of the biggest things we were worried about.
This is one of those things that
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily want to win, but I thought I was going to.
Right,
so
because for us, that was one of the things we talked about forever, was how we were worried it was going to change the sound too much, and it just doesn't. So.
No, like honestly, I don't notice anything other than it adds turbo noises, which that's
always a good thing.
That's a great thing. Right. So I told David initially when I first heard his car, I was like, dude, I'm buying that kit just for that sound. I don't even the added horsepower is a side effect.
Right.
But yeah, guys, I mean, just look at these beautiful cars. They're gorgeous, and like I said, now come with a ridiculous amount of power for way less than you'll spend on the ZR1. You'll be producing the same amount of power, getting a better sound, and you got twin turb skis. Like what? Oh God, I don't even know what to say. I'm so freaking stoked, and this isn't even my car. Like I'm sitting here, I'm like a kid on Christmas, and I don't even get to drive this thing home. Like, what the heck are we doing? Dude, these birds. So anyway, guys, I think that's pretty much going to do our sound comparison here. I wanted to get this done before David leaves because it's one of those things where I know a lot of you guys wanted to hear what the cars actually sounded like compared to his Z06. And luckily, we got both. I got a Z06, he's got a twin turb ski Z06. Why not? So we got it done for you. Big thank you to David as always. He's behind the camera here, and trust me, he's here. Okay, just trust me. But anyway, I don't know if you're going to see this before or after Carlisle, but either way, we're going to be at Carlisle here in a couple days. You're going to be able to see both of these cars, hear both of these cars. Like I said, huge win, guys. If you're a turbo fan and you want to add some extra horsepower to your Z06, check out the link down below. This kit behind me on David's car is from Sissio Performance. Check out those links. Of course, both of us have Concept 841 headers. I have Soul Cat, he has Cat Deletes, AWE exhaust on mine, turbo exhaust on his. If you guys want any of the information, I'll put it all in the description down below. But big thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't yet, and as always, stay obsessed.